Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. I cannot even tell you how heartwarming it is to look out there, and I'm seeing faces not only from all over the world, but several people from around the country who have said to me in the past, one day I'm going to fly out for your brunch, and they haven't had to. I can see you right here, and I can't even tell you how much it means to me and all of us here at Mosaic. And it feels especially powerful to me right now to see everyone here in support of teaching and singing about peace and justice. I need this right now. I think we all do. Thanks for giving me so much hope. Thank you. And one of our goals this morning is to return that favor. We want to give you hope and you inspiration as we share more about what we're up to and more about our plans for the future. But before we do that, I want to share with you a little bit about the roots of our work and the roots of our music. Mosaic really began when I was 15, and I attended a week-long summer camp program that brought students together of all different backgrounds, specifically to address prejudice and discrimination. And at this point, I was already going to an intentionally diverse school, and yet this was the first time I'd ever talked about these issues outside of my Jewish community and outside of my family. And it was an amazingly powerful experience for me. And the fear, defensiveness, and already deeply entrenched prejudice that I observed convinced me that waiting until high school to address issues of difference is waiting too long. And I decided that one day I wanted to do this work with younger students and in a loving and imaginative way. And it was only later when I was a student at Stanford that I learned that the research shows that we start to exhibit prejudice between 2.5 and 8 years old. And some studies now say even younger. So it really doesn't make sense to wait, and yet no one was doing this immersive work with students before they reach adolescence. Also, when I was at Stanford, I had the opportunity to visit Germany with other Jewish students who had also lost family members in the Holocaust like I had. And side by side with German students, we met with former Nazis to discuss what happened. And that's when I really came to understand the self-perpetuating pyramid of violence. And this is that idea that the fear that comes from segregation and separation and the lack of understanding leads to the prejudice that can lead to discrimination and violence and can even have deadly consequences. And as we know, this is especially true if this fear is intentionally used to turn people against each other. I had heard of this pyramid of violence before, but it was in Germany that I got it on that gut level. And it seemed to me that this pyramid right here was at the root of many of the world's problems. And that's when I became even more committed to working to dismantle this pyramid, starting with a bottom level of separation, starting with bringing people together. But researching contact theory shows that it is not enough simply to bring people of different backgrounds together. In fact, it can even make things worse. But that like in Mosaic, they have to be brought together for prolonged periods of time, be working on common goals, have to address the issues of prejudice and discrimination head on. We must talk about it directly. And we must have mentors of diverse backgrounds modeling, building friendships across differences. And we must be given conflict resolution skills. And that's what we do in Mosaic. And that is what we do to dismantle this before all of this becomes entrenched. And we're working not just to dismantle it, we're empowering with our students with the skills to transform it into the pyramid of peace. So while separation is the foundation of violence, connection, as you can see here, is the foundation of peace. And I want to say that sometimes we can be separated from the person right next to us, even when we don't really know them, even if it's not a physical separation. And this separation can lead to so much misunderstanding and so much hurt. So we work to build this connection, and then we climb up this pyramid. So these two pyramids, side by side, if you look at these right here, this right here is the basis of all our programs, whether we're working with kindergartners on the playground or in a classroom, or corporate executives in our consulting trainings, whether we have just a couple hours in a workshop, or whether we have a whole week at our outdoor project, we're dismantling the pyramid of violence and we're building the pyramid of peace. So it was my experience in Germany that helped give me a deeper understanding of these pyramids and gave me a commitment, deepened my commitment to doing this work. But something else happened when I returned that helped give me the courage to start the Mosaic project. When I came back, I met my co-founder, Gogi Hodder, who was also committed to disrupting violence and building peace. And while we didn't have a name for it yet, we knew right away when we met that we would found the Mosaic project one day. And after a decade of hard work and planning, in the year 2000, we launched it. And 22 years later, I'm committed to carrying on her legacy. We lost Gogi to cancer just over a year ago, and our work is a living altar to her. And we will continue to keep it going with your support. Gogi and I both love to sing around a campfire. And we knew from the beginning that music would be central to our curriculum. What we didn't know was how lucky we were when our paths crossed with the amazing, and at the very time, very young, and undiscovered musician, Brett Dennen. And he became Mosaic's first resident rock star. So I've always had songwriting tendencies on my own, but without the talent to match. So with Brett by my side, our musical curriculum came to life. And while the pyramids are a visual summary of what we teach, our songs are a musical summary. So we released our first children's album, Children's Songs for Peace in a Better World, Volume 1, very quickly in 2003. Yes, it has taken us this long to release Volume 2. But I want you to know that the songwriting never stopped. We were always creating songs constantly. Our incredibly talented staff is always just improvising, creating, sometimes writing it down, sometimes recording, sometimes not. But we were always too busy singing around an actual campfire to head into the studio to record. So yes, this album is part of that pandemic silver lining, and we are excited to finally share it with you at last. The album is on Bandcamp as of right now. And you will also be able to find it on Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube, and anywhere that you listen to your music any day now. We're waiting for that any day. And I will say that once the songs are stuck in your head, you're welcome. The lyrics continue teaching. And there's nothing that builds connection, which is maybe our biggest lesson of all. The connection, the foundation of our pyramid of peace, there's nothing that does that like singing around a campfire. And I really wish that we could be together around an actual campfire as we introduce these songs to you. One day we'll do that, but right now we'll do our best on Zoom. And we'll just have to imagine that we're sitting around the campfire that's on our new album cover. Yes, it is time for the big reveal to share the album cover. Drum roll, please. And there it is, it's so beautiful. Right now, yeah, we do have the CDs only in digital form, but we'll fix that. But right now it is in digital form, yes. So check out this lovely work of art. We might have to make posters of this. We're so excited about this beautiful art in true Mosaic style. It was a collaborative effort. Many people here worked on it and gave your input. Thank you so much. Just like the music itself, it takes a village to create an album cover. And this will be the centerpiece for today as we share these musical masterpieces with you. P-E-A-C-E-S, get it? All right, so let's start building this pyramid of peace, starting with the foundation of connection, which Becca and Kimness will do right now with another gametivity and some little taste of our new Mosaic music. Again, thank you so much, everybody, for coming. It means the universe.
So thank you for just being you, and thank you for your donation too. So thank you for just being you, and thank you for your donation too.